everybody. This is a City Council-sponsored public hearing to allow you, members of the public, to sign up and share your thoughts on the City of Atlanta's attempt to opt out of House Bill 581. This is a public hearing held pursuant to state rules. So we are going to begin with a brief presentation by the Finance Department.
Good afternoon. Mohammed Bala, CFO, City of Atlanta. So today, the purpose of this public hearing is the city is announcing our decision to opt out of the statewide homestead exemption program. To remind everybody, the ballot question read that shall the Constitution of Georgia be amended so as to authorize the General Assembly to provide by general law for a statewide homestead exemption that serves to limit increases in the assessed value of the homesteads, but which any county, consolidated government, municipality, or local school system may opt out upon the completion of certain procedures. This is one of these procedures which we have to have 3 public hearings. The last public hearing will be today at 6 p.m. One of the reasons, House Bill 581 contains multiple provisions related to property tax sales. One of them, it grants statewide homestead exemptions. It allows governments to elect to opt out, which we're doing, and it authorizes most local governments with the homestead exemptions to levy a sales tax, which does not apply to the City of Atlanta because we have a municipal option sales tax. So that is one of the reasons we are opting out. The City of Atlanta does have a floating exemption, and that has been put in place since 2019, which allows the homestead exempted properties to increase at a value of 2.6% annually. We feel that that is best for the residents of Atlanta. It allows us to project more efficiently and allows us to do even long-term projections without having to worry about increases or decreases that can fluctuate heavily for CPI indexed. In fact, if you looked at the last 4 years of CPI, those have all been over 2.6%. So our decision is really to reflect our commitment to maintaining kind of local control over the property tax policies, and we certainly have a strong policy in place that ensures adequate increases for our residents. This last slide shows that, given since that implementation has been put in place, our general fund levy has stayed pretty consistent at 7.85 across the board, with the only increase happening in 2023 of 0.67, but that was related to a change in the way we structured solid waste services for the City of Atlanta, that those solid waste fees were challenged and had to be changed and reduced so that the services provided by the solid waste department that pertain to the general government uses had to be paid from the general fund. So that was the explanation for that increase. And finally, the next public hearing will be tonight at 6 p.m. And that concludes our presentation. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. I'm going to declare the public hearing open, and we have 3 speakers signed up, first of which is Margie McLeod. And speakers have 2 minutes.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
I know I was here Friday, and the most questions that people question also about the school tax. Some counties is exempt, like Cobb County, and I think Decatur. They're exempt from school taxes. I don't think Fulton County at a certain age. So those are the most questions that we want to know. How will we have to apply to get exempt from school taxes? When I'm 75 years old, Other county is doing it. Why Fulton County cannot do it? And if we can, what procedures do we have to do?
To answer that question, there's a host of exemptions that are allowed in Fulton County that pertain to seniors. So would urge everybody to really go through the Fulton County process for each different jurisdiction within Fulton County and the different exemptions that are in place. There are some specific to seniors, some specific to veterans, some specific to widows of public safety personnel who have died on the line of duty that are statewide. There's a host and a lot of information about which exemptions apply to which constituency. So we urge everybody to really go to the county and look in detail. We will be sharing all of those exemptions with the separate MPUs so they can push that out so everybody could be educated.
Okay, but everybody don't go to the NPUs. So I'm gonna leave that alone, but I'm just letting you know that. But I'm in the community and I do deal with different seniors. Cause like I told you Friday, a lot of seniors don't even know the ZIMP, like 62, 70 years old, and you don't have to go back and do the other ZIMPs. That's all I want. Thank you.
Ms. Norwood.
Can I say just one thing?
Hang on.
I'll wait.
Can I say one thing?
Howard, I'll wait till.
Can I say one
Okay,
thing?
yes, and you are,
I'm Mr. Landon Mount. I got caught up in the rain, but I signed in when I'm trying to say all this stuff going on by tax. What about the homeless on the street? What about old people trying to get a job and they go back with the past? What a love for that. The people, elder people trying to get a job and you get turned around on the city. I've been with the city 40 years, but when I'm trying to say to you all that why that they don't try to come up with a solution of the problem. The problem is that the homeless everybody deserves a second chance, that they need to have jobs. Look how nasty this city look. We back in my day, they never looked like that because the people making more money than ever made and they're not caring about the city at all. All they think about is their position. There's people out there want to get a job, young people. Wake up and smell the car. We got work to do. Walk around the street and see all the homeless out there. I'm like that rate to being one. I need my job as well. And I'm 76 and I still want to work. And ain't nobody saying about how can you make $180,000 on overtime? Where's the people involved? Overtime, making that kind of money. The people that doing their job, they're supposed to get paid for 8 hours, they do 4 hours. Ain't nobody investigating none of that. They're using the tax money. Ain't nobody paying attention what needs to be done to make this city look good. Put them to work. Don't let them do 10 hours when they don't do but 4 hours. They go to these places. You see truck parks everywhere. Ain't nobody ring that up. And it's wrong. It used not to be like that in my day. Y'all have a better day. How you doing, Ms. Norwood?
thank you. Yes, I assume she'll be back for it. That's hers. Minister Breedlove is next. And I do not see her. Okay. All right, while we're waiting, Jody Williams. Jody Williams has signed up.
Do you have to sign up to speak? They didn't know about
Yes. All right, hang on. I got the hang on. I got the sign-up sheet up here.
This is about HB
581, property tax rate. All right, we're going to keep it moving here. Jody Williams. Is Jody Williams here? Minister Breedlove. That's fine.
How you all doing today? Oh God, it's good. I was in the rain, and then when I thank God I made it here in time. Because I've been getting so many phone calls from our seniors, and they worried about, are they going to be getting their tax exempt papers on time? So I told them we was here, and we addressed the issues to you all about that, and you all did say that you all, and Mrs. Norwood, you all would, you know, make sure that they would get notification on this. And also, we are looking at the senior facilities that they can get the information there to pass them out and put them on each door of people's homes. So I want to bring this scripture to you all because I was praying, and we got to pray for our nation because there's a lot going on. And the Lord gave me this scripture for you all here because you all are special. We're all God's people, and we must work together. And he said this in Psalms 1 through 3, I'll read it to you. Blessed is the man who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, not stand in the path of sinners, not sit in the seat of the scoffers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditate day and night. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. And I just want to bring this to you all to your attention. Please, one day you all going to be seniors, if you already are. And we sacrifice a lot for our grassroots and our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And this will affect all of us one day. So being in the city of Atlanta is a great city. And I ask you all to get with the mayor and clean up this city. I've never seen this city so dirty before. So God bless you all.
Thank you. Next is, forgive me if I don't get the last name, Mary Ann Demons. You'll have 2 minutes.
Yeah, hello. I come here really as a retired school teacher, somebody who's lived in Fulton County and paid my taxes and taught over 30 years. And I just want to mention, this is a really, I did everything I could to prepare reading the articles, much like the referendums that are put in. The wordage is very confusing, very unclear about what it means. All I know is most people are, certainly seniors like myself and others, are already feeling overwhelmed because APS refuses to cap their school property, their school taxes. And so we're, seniors in that county are stuck with a outrageous bill. And the other thing is Fulton County doesn't allow for any real any real consideration for seniors. I think what they say is you have to, I think the percentage is 25,000 or less, and you could not live in my neighborhood for $25,000 a year. So it's really the people that have built up those neighborhoods and built up those places are really being forced out of them. I have many neighbors that have been forced to leave because their taxes were so high. And those are really specifically related to the school taxes. And it just is, it's extremely frustrating. There's little or no recourse for people. Even coming here was very difficult. It's hard to get here. It's hard to park here. It's almost like it's tailor-made for people not to come here and give their thoughts or feelings about it. I have heard there's some other sides of the story of what this is going to mean, but there's been no reasonable explanation, and much like other things that have come down from Atlanta City, things happen and then you find out about them. And that's the way this feels as well.
All right, thank you. So I think you missed the presentation from the finance department.
Yes, we were searching for parking, which is non-existent. We paid our $14
Okay,
because
I
that was the
understand.
minimum.
So yeah, I'm going to try to kind of condense what's going on here just to a few sentences. What the city is choosing to opt out of is a formula that allows your property tax rate to rise according to the CPI.
That's as I understand it.
The CPI over the last 4 years has been exponentially higher than the 2.6% the city would prefer to go to. So this is going to end up being a big tax savings for property tax owners, for property tax people.
Well, that is the sense I got for it. But unfortunately, that still doesn't address the other issue, but this is the wrong forum for that, sadly.
Sadly, it is.
But I guess what I would say is that there's a lot of opposition to this because people feel really pushed around and bullied by APS and the outrageous taxes, and they feel like they don't have any choice in the matter.
We've held our property tax rate steady for I don't know how many years, and unfortunately, APS has opted not to do that. But at any rate, thank you for your comments, and we're going to have to
Yeah,
move on.
and I'll just add, I went to the APS hearing yesterday. There was confusion. Evidently, there was some email online about the fact that APS was going to be last night at 6 o'clock. That was not the case. It was at 10 o'clock in the morning. I went and only one other person was there. That person's taxes had doubled since he built his house actually, it happened to be my neighborhood. I did not know he was going to be there. The school board issue of other counties being able to opt out when they're seniors is a huge issue, and we all know it here at the city. And we all need to collectively hold all of our feet to the fire. I mean, that's what we need to do. Right now, what we're doing, and what I want you to hear from me, and the CFO can correct me if I misspeak, the city enacted, and people did not know about it, including some council members, including me before I was a council member again. The city enacted a cap of 2.6%. What that means for you as a citizen, if you go to the form that we're sending out, we have sent out and will send out again. If you go to that form and you sign up, then you get better tax relief than you would have from the state. And it's already in. That's why the city is opting out of the state. Not that we don't want to give tax relief, but we've already done it. We just evidently, when it was done, and I was not down here, it was not communicated well. The CFO and the council and the administration are working to get everyone informed before April 1 so you can get the city exemption, and this is not age and this is not income. This is everybody. You can get that one and you can get the Fulton County one. That's what we are launching, a public awareness campaign over the next 6 weeks to help you and every other citizen in this city to know where to go and how to go, give you help, make sure you can do it. So Ms. McLeod, we're going to have people that can help seniors who don't have computers or don't know how to use computers. People who do understand computers can go to the link, and we will give you a very simple, go to this page, scroll to the bottom, click on this. It'll be real simple.
Well,
so that's what we're working on.
I appreciate your comments. Unfortunately, Atlanta City is very famous for not letting people know what they're going to do. A perfect example exists on my street where they put in a whole 2 bike lanes with no. It doesn't matter. Do I have to put my email address on that sheet to be able to get access to that link?
Let me get your email right now. I'll come get it, and we'll make sure you do.
All right, meanwhile, we're going to continue. We're going to go to Justin Longenbach.
I'm Jody Williams. I'm here.
Jody.
Okay.
This one.
Ms. Wynn, if you don't mind, Mr. Longenbach, you had signed up earlier and was not here, so thank you.
Okay, well, I had questions because I'm kind of confused. Is this saying that you're getting rid of the homestead, or you have options, the homestead plus?
No, what the city is proposing to do is walk away from the formula which allows your property tax rate to go up by the annual CPI and instead go to 2.6%, which is significantly lower than what the CPI has done recently.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with the homestead. Okay, that's pretty much, so they'll contact, how do they contact you?
Well, the city has nothing to do with appraising or collecting property taxes. That's strictly a county function.
Okay. So I'm asking about
hang
this
on.
grant that's on this sheet.
I'm sorry, could you repeat your question?
Okay, they're talking about HB 581, House Bill. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, that's what the city is going to opt out of.
Okay, so I said, how do I get information and how will I be contacted, for further assistance on this situation?
So the council, the finance department, and the administration are working on a fact sheet which can be pushed out to as many people as possible. Other than that, communication regarding your property tax issues is solely with Fulton County, not with the city.
But I'm asking about what the city is doing, not the county. So that's the information I want.
Yes.
I want to know how will I
Yes,
know
ma'am.
what happened and
So the
what's
Atlanta
going
City
on.
Council, the mayor's office, and the finance department are collaboratively working on a fact sheet which can be pushed out to the public.
Okay, so are you guys going to have hearings on this, or?
This is the second of 3 public hearings on it,
Okay, so when is the next hearing?
6 o'clock tonight.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Longenbach.
Hey, hello. Thank you very much. I am kind of so surprised that there's no one here. None of the elected representatives are here from any of the districts. This is a major thing that involves taxes of the citizens of the city of Atlanta. And Mary's the only one here. I received an email from Alex Wan after he finally posted about it, when I posted on Facebook about mentioning these hearings, because no one was talking about them, trying to be underneath the rug, secretive, everything like that. And I'm a realtor of over 20 years. I've lived here since then. I bought my first condo near Piedmont Park. And the issue that I see is the way that they're valuing the homes. Everyone bought in early. It sounds like you guys did, and many of the people here. And the values, because of the Beltline and everything, have been going up, which is great. We invested in a home. We put a risk in, way bigger risk than renting something. So we're punishing really the citizens, the ones that are keeping these neighborhoods as great places to be. We're pushing them out. Similar things happen in San Francisco. All the other countries on the West Coast, you can look at any of these municipalities. If they did not have caps on those amounts, that those taxes were going up, the homeowners were getting massacred. And the problem is, too, now homeowners' insurance rates have gone up. So we're getting hit across the board with multiple things. But I think this shows the leadership right here of who is standing up there during this hearing. And not one of the other districts are here. Is that troubling? Is that troubling? To me, that just is a huge wake-up call. And thank you, Mary. I voted for you, of course, when you were running. I've known you for a long time, and I appreciate you being here to help us, fight this. And again, keeping the cost of Atlanta reasonable, because we're going to chase out all the good people here and just bring in I don't know what we're bringing in. And I mean, yeah, you're gonna limit who's coming in here, but really it's just punishing those that put forth the investment and that have invested in this neighborhood and want to stay without being forced out.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Will everyone in the audience make sure that we have either your phone number or your email or both? There's a sign-up sheet there, and Mr. Shook will bring the other one down. But we want to make sure, if you cared enough to come today, we want to make sure you are on our most recent database, email list, and phone call list. So I'll get that down to you right now.
And then I believe you wanted to be recognized to speak. Is there anyone else here who would like to speak? Otherwise, I'm going to close this out. Okay, you're up.
Yeah, I want to agree with my sister on a lot of the things. And, you know, I guess, and maybe it's just a hard and fast law, but as far as I understand it, the commercial properties get taxed at a much lower rate than assessed at a much lower rate than homeowners, which is one issue. And again, I'm sure you would say this is not the time or place, but I'm glad to know that you guys are trying to put a limit with this particular issue by limiting how much money the school system is asking for. I wish at some point in time in this county, it could be addressed. There are other counties that give senior breaks on property taxes.
All the metro counties, all of them, except Fulton.
I know, but the Atlanta City Council cannot enact those kinds of cuts. The school board can, we cannot.
I understand that, but one would think that you guys have connections with the county people to some extent. Is that not right?
They're a completely separate political organization, as is the school board.
Okay, well, that's one of my concerns. I mean, I've had kids that have gone to school, but plenty of people I know in my neighborhood have continued to pay and never had kids in school. And, you know, as you get into senior years, things change. Thanks for clarifying that you're trying to limit what you're going to be charging us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, and I want to explain. The Fulton County website is pretty complex to try to go find out what you can be helped, how you can get relief. It's pretty complex. I went on it last weekend. I've been communicating with our CFO. We're going to work with Fulton County, and most importantly, we're going to give you a one-page, go here, click here. Real simple, because our goal is to actually have our citizens be able to take advantage of what this new, because people didn't know about it, really good cap on your taxes, which will give you relief. So if taxes went up in your neighborhood, your community by 10, 20, 30%, you won't pay more than 2.6% if you fill this out before April 1. That's a huge difference. We need to do it for Fulton County. We need to work with the school board, who has not been part of this. But one of the things that we can do to be helpful is to tell you what your options are in the city, whether it is senior, whether it is income-based, or whether it's for everybody like this one is. And we can do the same thing and be helpful with our partners at Fulton County and the school board. It's an important issue for our citizens. So we're gonna do our very best over the next 6 weeks to have people say the end of March, I understood that, and I got mine. We will be putting together a public awareness campaign. One of the best things we can do, as you saw with Alex Wan's information to you yesterday, is council people have a lot of ways to reach people. And so if all of the council people have easy to distribute information, that's going to help. That's why I want everybody's phone numbers and emails who are down here. And all of our council members. Now it is a meeting day. I'm not on the committees today, but people are meeting, they're being briefed, there's all kinds of stuff going on. So there is never an easy time where you can get every single person here. But I know, because I talked to every one of my colleagues yesterday, I know, except for one, I know that every single one of them is delighted that we're coming up with a public awareness campaign, is delighted that they're going to get information they can distribute, because I talked individually to everyone. Right, Mr. Schutt? Talk to you. So we're gonna do this. It's very important for our citizens. Yes. Yes, ma'am. That is correct. You would have to appeal what your assessment is, but this is going to freeze it at 2.6 over the into the future. You do not have to reapply every year.
Is there any attempt to look at the commercial assessments?
I think there are a lot of things the city ought to do. Today we're focused on HB581.
That's a huge source
All right.
of money.
That's true.
All right, everyone who has signed up has spoken, and so I'm going to declare the public hearing closed. Thank you all for coming.
Right.
I need another thing.
You put down your email?
Hey, got one more
Or did you? Okay, you did. Okay, do you
No,
wanna
I'm
put-
good.
yeah.